So today we're going to talk about light workers and a new phase that's going to come in and go out as we go into this highly spiritual space that we're expanding into. And I'm seeing some other stuff going on that's a little unpleasant. I want to share with you what's going to happen with light workers. Maybe you're feeling this. I know that I am. I also don't even like the labels of light workers because everybody's an equal light. But let's talk about our mission here. I'm going to talk to you about the decisions that you can make and what you have to be aware of, because we are in it big time right now. That's not going to change for a while. And everything you do and think, all your actions, everything, we're counting on it because we're a collective. Let's talk about the exit of light workers. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. I hope you subscribe and share my videos, because I'm always going to tell you that A, you are a infinite, perfect light being experiencing everything that is possible within your creative realm, which is endless. What does that mean? You're a creator, you're the created. It's endless, and it continues on because we're exploring everything that we are, and it always has, always will be, and so it has no explanation. It has no explanation. So as human beings, we can't try to put our finger on it. We're not supposed to, because we already have that knowledge outside of our bodies. But here, we're meant to be dense creatures creating and making decisions and choices, and that is your entire mission here. Is your response is everything. It's not what happens, it's your response to what happens. You can either judge or separate, you can blame, or you can be the light worker, the change maker. We're going to talk about that right now. So I'm going to just share with you, if you saw my podcast with my friend Garrett Fromme, an amazing person. Garrett first trained with me online, creating online businesses. I was one of the top income earners, and I was working with him. He had huge money goals, and he focused very much on that for a pretty long time, until which time it wasn't working for him. And what I recognized was that he was not passionate about how he was earning money, and something happened along the way. He completely let go. He stopped trying to control it or place the emphasis on money, and he allowed his intuition to guide him. Now, if you've seen that podcast, if you haven't, I should say, you should go watch it, because he tells a very deep story of great loss, and actually a point when he actually put a pistol to his head. That's how low he had gotten, and realized he had some responsibilities. And then at that point, sort of like Eckhart Tolle, when you're ready to check out, what are the options? You have really nothing to lose, except for your opportunity here, if you do go through with it. He decided not to, and he started to follow some signs and some things that led him along the way, because he let his ego take a back seat, and he started listening to that power that you wield right now. And if you start listening to it, and not the chatter here, or the separation, or the blame, or the labels, you will be amazed at the oneness and the opportunities that will open up for you. That's that quantum space that exists right now to everyone, and all probabilities are there. Well, he tells this amazing story, and realized when he found his passion, he went into a space of great, not only influence, but great affluence. He's now a millionaire, and he doesn't flaunt that. He just uses it as this amazing way for himself to live a very cool life. But he's a huge giver. He gave over $50,000 this year to charities. That's the way you could live. Now, why am I telling you this story? No matter what you experience, and I want to just bring up the prophets, Buddha and Christ, the big kahunas, were still human beings. They experienced all the things that we do. Anger. Christ got angry. Christ lost his faith. Christ went through all of the things that we are going through because he was experiencing what it's like to be a human. He signed up for that too. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't understand what it is everybody else was going through. And he was a demonstration of what can be done despite experiencing those challenges. He knew what those challenges felt like, including being murdered, basically, and still forgave. Yet we know these stories, yet we don't pay attention to those messages. Now, there are all kinds of missions here, and you might be one of them. We label them. I'm not big on labels. I don't think that labels separate us, but let's just say, okay, there's roles that we play. Some people here are light workers. Some people think that I'm a light worker. Whether you think that or not, I know that I have a mission to show people the positive possibilities. If that's a light worker, I'll take it. What I want you to know is everyone is a human being, no matter what level they're on. The Dalai Lama, Christ, Buddha, all of them came as human beings to experience density. That's part of the package. Fear, as you know, my book, I'm going to promote the heck out of it. People are reading it over and over and over again. It's empowering them. It's awakening them. It's showing you that this is really simple stuff, and the rest is all made up. But we're experiencing it, and we chose to experience it. And how you respond will determine the next adventure you're going into, and everyone else. Because that drop of water that you are, that little red drop in an ocean, that clear ocean, how much damage can it do? Well, if everybody puts a red dropper in, the ocean's pink, pretty soon it's red. You're that important. You are that tiny puzzle piece that without you, there's no full picture. You are the grain of sand. But there's an entire beach that without every grain of sand isn't a beautiful beach. You get my drift. What I want you to know right now is everyone here is still in the dense human form. And so therefore, they will make decisions based on their own personal desires and choices, and of course, for the collective. Light workers, man, they're up for a big challenge. I'm going to give you an example. Now, if you saw that I had a video, actually was sort of making a joke about, I saw the mothership. I'm going to show you right now what I think it was. I saw some clouds, spiral clouds, and I posted them on Instagram. I never said they were UFOs. I didn't insinuate anything other than I knew it was really weird. So I'm filming this and I'm shooting it on Instagram. I found out it's actually SpaceX, which is near us here, Kennedy Space Center, puts up Falcon 9, putting those satellites up there. And what happens is when it comes in on re-entry, it disintegrates. It's not meant to be reused. And so it disintegrates, and guess what? Stuff blows off over the waters here. And I'm pretty sure that's what I saw, because SpaceX shot off a Falcon 9 a few days earlier, and it was probably coming in on re-entry. That's probably what I saw. So I did my homework and debunked it. Well, not debunked it, I saw what I saw. And so that night I saw, if you saw my video, what appeared to be a huge craft. And these were not moving lights. It was sitting there in a row, beautiful, perfect, was huge. And I looked at it through binoculars, and I have no clue what it was, but it then disappeared. Now I'm going to show you what I believe that is. See this picture? These are linked satellites. And so the fact that I saw the debris from SpaceX mission, and then that night saw satellites, tells me it's probably linked satellites. Now the thing is I looked it up, and it said that I was not able to view them from my location, but you know, who knows? I don't think it was a UFO. I was excited if it was. I would have loved that. But what I want to share with you is that we're still human beings. The response I got on Instagram, the reason I'm bringing this up, the response I got on Instagram, I got a huge amount of views on that video. And a lot of people were just mean. Here I'm trying to entertain people and share my experience with them. Never said a word about UFOs or aliens or anything. And people were mean, asking me, you know, what I was smoking, what drugs I was taking, how much I had to drink, you know, hey lady. And by the way, they're always faceless and nameless. Well, gutless is what I call it. And I don't understand it. So I decided I'm going to remove myself from that platform, at least for a while. Just because you're a light worker, and many of you are, doesn't mean you have to take the abuse. And at some point, you are allowed to step back. I want you all to know that whatever you're pelting out there, if it's negative, there will be a point when the human beings here with missions of light working are going to redirect to something else, which is what I'm doing. I'm becoming a creator and change maker, and if people choose to not join these efforts, I will not be out there trying to drag them in. That's not my mission. I will shine the light over here, and I'm pulling my light away from some of these other areas because I'm not going to expose myself to that kind of abuse. I'm still a human being. Remember this, light workers are not impervious to all of the abuse out there, the meanness, all these other things that go on. It comes with the turf. We chose it. Everything's a choice. My choice now is, do I place myself in the position to put up with that? It didn't really accomplish anything. I see light workers getting a little bit exhausted as human beings from exposing themselves to the public when we have other supposed spiritual people putting fear out there, and it's rampant. I went on the internet and I looked up YouTube to see what was on there, and it was overwhelmingly negative, and including the spiritual channels were very, very negative and fear-based and conspiracy-based and just making stories up, And 90% of, I'd say, media out there is false, made up, or a perspective that isn't true for everyone. So I realized I'm in such a small percentage, I'm never going to be the viral video out there, unless, of course, it's a potential UFO. That got a lot of views, but look at the abuse it invited in. I will not be shutting this channel down because I am choosing to share with you the positive ways that you can go into light and be the change maker. I hope you'll join me. It is not your mission to change others. It only causes judgment and conflict. You're not here to call somebody wrong or tell them what they should do. What we must do is now go into the era of positive change. Instead of talking, we're going to take action, and we're going to create the new education, the new platforms for healing, the new platforms for business. If you guys have seen, Digital Explorers is doing just that. We don't chase money, we create what is passionate for us, and we build entire platforms on passion, purpose, and positive impact. We're making a difference, and we're loving our lives, and we're earning money doing it, because abundance is power. Now, if you saw the interview with Garrett, giving 50 grand to a children's hospital, well, he couldn't do that if he wasn't a millionaire. So we are eliminating all these limitations that have kept us over here weak and afraid and believing that, God's some force that gets angry. That's impossible unless you believe it. We're going into a world where everyone is abundant. It's how you earn it and how you spend it. It's what you do, it's your actions. Are you inviting everyone into your circle, or is your circle just for certain people? Now, on Digital Explorers, I do have restrictions. I will not allow anybody on my platform to train, to learn how to launch an online business if they're going to do anything destructive to the planet. That's when we become light workers to say, we are going to set some boundaries. It's not that you can't be a part, I invite you. But here are the rules here that are going to operate on a higher frequency. If you don't want that, there are plenty of other places to go to create businesses that destroy the planet. Plastic, working with countries that don't care about who they employ. I am going to be focusing on the change, and if you want to join me, I welcome you to. I always have free videos here if you need to change your mindset. We're going to focus more and more on the actual actions that we can take. But what you're going to see is light workers stepping back from the messages, because the noise from everything else is drowning us out. You're going to see them taking more action. And those who don't participate will be making their own decisions to participate in the world of the basement, not the penthouse. It's happening right now. There's a redirection of Lightworker focus on here's where we are, you're welcome to join, provided that you will participate in the world of passion, compassion, love, respect, and transformation into this, through this, but not about me. And the more you give and open yourself up to, the more you'll receive. The more we collaborate and go into community, the more we become something extremely powerful. So get ready, this change is happening. I made the decision. I don't need to put myself in a position for criticism when I have nothing but positive motivation and inspiration to share with anybody. And it's not that I took it so personal. It was disheartening to see that so much of that's going on, and that I'm not going to make a positive impact there. I'm going to make it over here and here. When people come to me to go into that penthouse state of being, I will be there for you. I will lead the way. I will light up the pathway, but only you can choose it. So you're going to see more of this, because all of those videos out there trying to get views, million subscribers, whatever it is, to pay their bills, at the end of the day, there's a much bigger picture than that. And you can have both. Are you the change maker? If you're a light worker, you know what I'm talking about. It's time for us to redirect our focus to that which will create the change, and allow others to now make that decision if they'll participate, because there are some big things coming, very big things coming. And you will be in a beautiful space if you make higher choices now and not separate yourself, but be the creator. Creation is the most beautiful space to be in. It's expansive. It's beautiful. Passion. This whole business that I created is based on passion, purpose, and positive impact. And then prosperity. But that prosperity is down here, and passion is first. I'm going to step away from a few things. I won't step away from you. I'm going to continue to share information with you as I get it. It may not be crazy or dynamic. You never know. I'm going to share whatever happens along the way. I hope that you'll join me in living that life, that new earth. Down in the description, I have the link for Blue Land. Blue Land is the non-toxic, non-plastic way for you to clean up your entire environment, and it is actually less expensive than other things that you can purchase out there that are making you sick, and our environment going down in our water systems. Make those higher choices, my friend. So that link is down in the description. You can go in and look at all the beautiful products that they have. I am an affiliate of theirs. It took me a year to get that privilege. They're very picky about who they bring on board. So let's support the companies and the people and all the businesses that offer us the higher choices. It's not to diss the other ones. We change the world through our choices. Make the highest ones you can. I hope you'll subscribe. You're going to see some big changes in what I'm offering and doing here. And you're going to see some different interviews coming over and some different stories, including Nikki, who, if you know, shared her orb pictures and how she communicates with them, came on board as a student. So she's going to have her own platform teaching people how to do this. Wonderful things are happening, my friend. You can be a part of it. It's up to you. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.